Hello, welcome back to another video discussing another event I've been to. Today we're talking about 21 Pilots' new album Breach, which I went to the listening party to. This album was released about 3 days ago. At the time of recording this, I'm a bit late. The listening party was a day before for us in Sydney, Australia, which is kind of a bummer because heaps of other places in America got it like a week early. Good thing about having it a day before, we got to take home the vinyl and the CD early. I'm here to discuss a little bit of the album, but mostly the listening party itself and just what happened. Not too much happened. Sorry to spoil it, I guess, but guess I'll just talk about what went on, my experience with it. Starting off, it was at Town Hall once again. This was nearly across the road from where the Kojima event happened, so if you watch that video, you know where that is, in Sydney. Make sure you watch that video, it was really good. Check it out. I went with my mum this time, not my dad. I think she kind of begrudgingly went because my dad was sick. She has like somewhat of an idea what 21 Pilots is. She doesn't really know too much. She ended up really enjoying the event, and it was also some good mother-son bonding time, which is always good to have. Myself, I'm a 21 Pilots casual. I've only recently gotten into their music. Clancy is probably my favorite album from them. My favorites from Clancy are probably Backslide and Vignette. I also listen to Next Semester and Overcompensate a lot, but those two in particular are my personal favorites. But again, the album's really solid, so it's hard to choose out of them, but those two point out to me as my personal favorites. But I also stressed out Ride, the line which was for Arcane Season 2 last year, which was really good. The live version is better than the studio version, but that's just my opinion. The Scream from the Game Awards version is very good, and no wonder they play like that live when they do their shows. Another song I really enjoy from them is Jumpsuit from Trench. Oh, I really like that song, and the scream near the end of it is really powerful, which I think goes for lots of 21 Pilots songs. Tyler's vocals and Joss's drums are really solid for alt rock and changing a lot in the song. You go from quiet, then it ramps up really quickly, and it's just really good instrumental, and vocals is the blend between both of them is really good. So once again, I have to compliment that part of their music. Heathen's also the best movie I've made. Suicide Squad from 2016. If you can't tell, that was very big sarcasm, because that movie's terrible. That movie's god awful. I am familiar with their work, and I do really I understand the fan base for particular type of alt rock, which I don't listen to that much. Being around this community, especially in the line for the listening party itself, was very interesting, because getting to talk with people that I'm definitely more familiar with their music than I am, and my mum. She has no idea that much about them, but we got to Town Hall once again. There was a huge line, which was unexpected for me. The thing is, I thought that it ended at 5. It started at 5, so that's my dumbass fault for thinking, oh, there's not going to be many people here. It started at 5. We got there at 3:30. We waited in a line for quite a while. I'll put some images on screen of what it looked like here and there, just when I'm talking about it, because I think we were in a line for probably 3 hours, which it went by pretty fast, which is good. Got talking to older gentleman about his experience with 21 Pilots, and it was really good to see some insight about what the band means to definitely a different type of genre, a different audience than what you would expect from a band like 21 Pilots, and just different viewpoints, it's hard to word it, how the music connects to someone that is definitely not, I would say, target demographic, because music is very subjective. But there was also a couple other people with that. It was in a little section of our line that we just chatted with while we slowly crept up to Red Eye Records, which was the place they were doing in Sydney. Once we got around the block, around the corner, we could see the sign for the place. We got told that we were most likely not going to get into the listening party, which was quite annoying. But the good thing is, they said they wouldn't play it a second time. There was a massive line of people behind us that would also get to listen to it. It wasn't just a small section, it was a massive group of, I would have to say, maybe at least 150 people. I could not tell you how many, but the line was extremely long from where we were standing, and that was maybe a third of what the line was. Just to give a perspective on just how many people were at the event, it was was like disrupting the general public just trying to walk around the city. So like 2 or 3 people walked up to me and my mom asking, oh, what's this event for? Like, why is there so many people? With the answer, what's for this like band? It's a fun album, blah blah blah. And they just like walked off all confused. So it's kind of funny that it was just like so crowded that it disrupted just people walking past. They also said that the picture discs and the picture vinyls were out of stock, which was quite upsetting because I really wanted, I think it was the Departure disc. I wrote this down. This is the only notes I have for this video. There was Exalt, Raw, Fear, Departure, and Relive, which was the 4 they had for us. I think there was 2 others that other places got, but we only had those 4. When we got to the right next to the store, they said they only had 4 Exalt ones left, but unfortunately when we got in there, they had none left, which is quite annoying because I think they were only selling it on the listening party day. Another bummer about missing out on stuff is that I think the States and everywhere else was giving out posters and wristbands, particularly the wristbands, which we didn't get. People got posters, but since there was so many people, the second round of people didn't get any posters, which I was a part of, so that's a bit unfortunate. I put up a little screenshot of the poster on screen. It was pretty cool, but it's just unfortunate. It's not really anyone's fault. We should have got there earlier. 5-10 minutes earlier, we've got those posters and would have got in the first time, but beggars can't be choosers. We got in the store finally after maybe an hour 30 of waiting, which was mostly just people sitting on the ground and just on their phones or just chatting all amongst themselves. We got the vinyl and the CD, which came to a total like $110, which isn't that bad. I'm surprised it didn't cost more because vinyls are kind of expensive. They're more expensive than I would expect them to be, and CDs are also pretty expensive now. Physical media is dying. Please don't die. Please buy physical media. Physical media is amazing. Got the chance to buy that. We got spots in the store, which isn't too big, but it was able to fit a decent size of people, so that's good, I guess. We're able to find a decent spot near a speaker, and they gave a brief introduction of the album and just like saying like this is the conclusion of the storyline, this Dema arc storyline that they've been building for 10 years, which is really, like, if you think about it, it doesn't feel like a long time, but 10 years was 2015. There was Blurry Face, which is I think their 4th major album. It's the one that went mainstream, and of course Stressed Out is from that album, Rise from that album, Doubts from that album, which I really enjoy, Heavy Dirty Soul, that's a bunch of other stuff in there. Then they started playing the album, of course starting off with City Wars, Raw Fear, Drum Show, Garbage, Contract, Downstairs, Robot Voices, Central Mass, Cornerwood, One Way, Days Lie Dormant, Tally, and Intentions is the track list. Going for roughly 50 minutes, 47 minutes, yeah, exactly. My personal favorite, if you care enough, from the album is probably Central Mass. There is a many contenders for my favorite. I really like The Contract. I've been listening to it non-stop since it released. City Wars is really great. Gives a conclusion to that storyline in the music video, which came out Friday morning for me, or Friday afternoon. I watched it during class, which I probably shouldn't have been doing instead of doing work, but it's a really good music video. Really wraps up the narrative of what they've been building. I mean, many people probably don't like how it ended because it's a cycle. It basically just reveals the cycle of Clancy and Dema and Nico and Blurry, Nico was Blurry Face, Torch Barrel, that stuff. Basically reveals it's a cycle and there will be a new Clancy that will come back and probably repeat everything over and over again. And that's what the song Intentions is. Basically just Tyler's interpretation of City Wars. That's Intentions, well, not very long, it's like 2 minutes. It's a really, really powerful piece. I really enjoy like the somberness of it. It's like a bittersweet feeling that you get from it, because you understand the characters. He understands that this is a cycle and he's stuck in it, but there's still hope, and that's what many people like about this band, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the thought and the intention, pun not intended, of the meaning behind all of the songs in nearly all of their just discography, all of their albums, even Original or Best, which I haven't listened to, I don't think. You could even see in there just like aspects that permeating throughout their music. It's just why so many people can relate to their music, is just the deep connection they can have, and like the sense of bond, and just how you can use music like this just to grow and have like hope that it will be better one day. Your feelings will go to pass. It's never gonna go away, but you can always just learn to live with it, which I think songs like Downstairs really exemplify. Connorwood, which I really like. My personal least favorite, which I don't like to be negative, but probably Raw Fear, or I honestly couldn't tell. It's Raw Fear or Garbage, I think. Oh, my two least favorite. But the thing about this album, I could see any of these songs being someone's favorite because they're so different. They give off different vibes, which I don't know why, but the song One Way, this intro of it gave me Tame Impala vibes, which I don't think many people will get. Strange. I think it's just the bass and just the instrumental. I think Drum Show might be second favorite, third favorite behind City Wars and Santa Mars. It's really hard to decide. Contract's also really up there. I can't decide right now, but going back to the listening party, I'm getting very sidetracked, I apologize, but they went through the entire track list, then basically just gave a little wrap up, and everyone off in their ways. My mum's favorite song is Santa Mass, so I don't know, maybe I'm just agreeing with my mother, but I think I understand why she likes that song a lot. It's very upbeat, it has a very good bass line, which most of these songs have really good bass line, but what really helped Santa Mass in the listening party in particular was bass was so much more prominent than when you listen to it in my shitty AirPods. It was just the speakers, I guess, would just have that better bass recognition, so it was so powerful, not to over exaggerate, but shook the room a bit. It was just such a defining sound of the song, which is really not as noticeable in just listening at home, so it really helps the experience of the listening party, which I probably should preface, this is my first ever event like this is my first ever listening party. I just wanted to go and check it out just to see how it goes. I wasn't really intending to buy it, but really fun to go and listen anyways. Just coming from a producer, musician person, has really good bass line, has really good, all these songs have really good instrumental, even Intentions, which doesn't have much instrumental. One thing I forgot to mention about Intentions was basically how it's a reverse of Truce, which is the closer for the other album Vessel, as you can see on screen now, right down here. It's the reverse of that song, which if you listen to it in reverse, it's the same melody, I think same instrumental, which helps add to the full circle nature of this album, how it's the conclusion. Even though Vessel is not part of the storyline of Dema and Torchbearer and Clancy and all that stuff, it still shows how this album is basically a conclusion to this era of this band, even though it's been 10 years, this 10-year long journey that they've been on. It's a conclusion for it, and again, it shows how important this is to this band themselves and the fan base and how they've evolved. Yeah, fucking voice crack, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the evolution of the band and how they've changed. It's just really gives really good symbolism as to the nature of the song and what it means. One quick thing I forgot to talk about in here, which I don't think many people would have known by now because it's not on Spotify yet, but the song Drag Path, which is part of the Digital Remains version of the album, is basically an epilogue to Intentions and City Wars and all of that stuff. It's a really great song, and I don't know why it wasn't included on the album. Maybe it will later, but it's a digital purchase, so they might not include it. If you have the money and you have the time, check that song out. It's probably on TikTok, on YouTube, and all that stuff. Check it out. It's a really good song. Again, showing that raw emotion and the aftermath of that music video. And yeah, check it out. I forgot to add that in here, but I'm putting it in here now. I'll wrap it up here. I don't think there's much else to talk about. If there's anything I've missed about the lore, please tell me, fans of 21 Pilots. You guys are very invested in this, and I really admire that dedication to understanding and bringing people together about this lore, because I did not know much about it for maybe a month or two ago. I didn't know a single thing until I watched a couple TikTok videos, and I basically got all I needed to understand. Not really. I could probably do some more deep diving into the lore. That's basically it from me. Check out my other videos, check out my letterbox, check out my music. I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all of that garbage, just like the song, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.